they will come up with a mock of how they have the building will look like. And then they put it in the market for sale. Like I said the other day, Dangote only saw the potential from say why people come, they said they took this oil away. They just went and set up a refinery. Dangote did not set up a geological firm. Yes, a very good morning to you all. You see this face this morning, you should be happy. It's Monday, but that's one day I don't like because the Black Guru said because that is the day that slavery began. I don't know whether slavery actually begin on Monday, but you should know that, that day you have to wake up and say, I must go to work. It's Monday. That is the beginning of the week. So that is the day that slavery began, but it's a day we cannot ignore because the day productivity begin as well. So today is Monday, the 13th of July, 2026, and we are here to do what we do best. Talk to each other about ourselves. Today is rather going to be a hard one. This morning, we'll be talking to how our state, our beloved country has been captured. Some people will agree with me, some will disagree with me, but I don't mind. It's not about who agree and disagree. It's about the reality today. Today, let's ask ourselves the most difficult question of our time: is our country being captured? It's going to be a question I'll be throwing around, and I expect you at home to participate in this difficult discussion. But right now, first, let's see our beautiful Joy all the way from Asaba. She knows she's good at what she does. Hello, Joy. A very good morning to you, Joy. Joy, can you hear me? It's like Joy cannot hear me.
Good morning, viewers.
Now, I don't know.
I can hear you now.
Good. So, yes, and as usual, how is Asaba? How is everything? Delta State, you guys look good. Happy there, right?
Well, we're pulling through, irrespective of anything. We're always pulling through.
Yes, Nigeria always pulling through. We have the survival instinct. Anyway, let's have, as usual, Joy, quickly, let's run through the morning news so that the people keep people abreast, know what is happening in our society. Over to Joy.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Obama Gabriel Joy and welcome to SRTV news segment in Asaba. We're bringing you the latest stories making headlines across the country. The headlines. Last month's days, technology captured over 38,000 traffic offenders during the second quarter of 2026. A woman died shortly after alighting from a commercial bus in Calabar. Northern leaders urged the federal government to replicate the Oyo rescue operation across Kaduna, Borno, and Kwara states. Now, 4 sisters qualify as lawyers celebrating an inspiring family achievement. Nigerian doctors call for increased healthcare funding and expanded digital medical training. Lagos Task Force impounds 309 motorcycles and demolishes illegal structures. Security operatives intercept suspected illicit drugs along the Lagos-Calabar highway. Now, troops record fresh gains against ISWAP, reportedly eliminating a cameraman and uncovering foreign terrorist links in Borno State. Flooding leaves commuters stranded after a major road in Ogun State becomes impassable. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka on his 92nd birthday. And those are the headlines. Now the news in details. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority says more than 38,000 traffic offenders were detected through technology-driven enforcement during the second quarter of this year. Now, according to the agency's general manager, an additional 3,000 offenders were apprehended through physical enforcement operations. The authority says the deployment of digital monitoring system is strengthening traffic law enforcement while encouraging greater compliance amongst motorists. In Cross River State, authorities have begun investigations into the death of a woman who reportedly collapsed shortly after alighting from a commercial bus in Calabar. Now, witnesses say the woman suddenly slumped moments after leaving the vehicle. Emergency responders arrived at the scene, but she was already confirmed dead. Officials say the cause of death will be determined after further investigations. Northern stakeholders have called on the federal government to replicate the successful rescue strategy recently deployed in Oyo State in tackling insecurity across Kaduna, Borno, and Kwara states. They argue that communities battling kidnappers or kidnappings and banditry deserve coordinated security operations capable of restoring public confidence and protecting lives. In an inspiring story of determination and family success, four biological sisters have simultaneously qualified as lawyers. The remarkable achievement has attracted widespread admirations, with many Nigerians celebrating the family's commitment to education and excellence. In health news, medical professionals are urging government to increase investment in Nigeria's healthcare sector. Now, the doctors say improved funding is necessary to modernize hospitals, strengthen healthcare delivery, and expand digital medical training for professionals. They also stress that adequate investment is essential to improving healthcare across or healthcare outcomes nationwide. Now, the Lagos State Task Force has intensified enforcement activities across the state. Officials say 309 motorcycles were impounded during the latest operation, while several illegal structures were demolished for allegedly obstructing public spaces and contributing to environmental challenges. Authorities insist the exercise is aimed at improving safety and order. Security operatives have intercepted suspected illicit drugs along the Lagos-Calabar highway. A driver has been arrested while investigations continue to determine the origin and destination of the seized consignment. Authorities reaffirmed their commitment to combating drug trafficking across the country. The Nigerian military says troops have recorded another successful operation against ISWAP terrorists in Borno State. Now, according to military reports, an ISWAP cameraman was neutralized, while a suspected foreign terrorist trainer and medical personnel linked to the group were uncovered during the operation. The military says the offensive forms part of ongoing efforts to dismantle terrorist networks in the northeast. Heavy rainfall has left commuters stranded after floodwaters cut off sections of a major road in Ogun State. Now, motorists experienced lengthy delays as authorities advised residents to exercise caution and avoid flooded routes where possible. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated Nobel laureate Professor Wale Soyinka on his 92nd birthday. Now, the president described Professor Wale Soyinka as a distinguished literary icon, statesman, and advocate for justice whose contributions continue to inspire generations both within Nigeria and around the world. And now the weather forecast. Across much of Nigeria, today, Monday, is expected to experience typical rainy season conditions. Residents in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Calabar, and other coastal cities should expect cloudy skies with periods of rainfall and possible thunderstorms. In the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, cloudy conditions are expected with a likelihood of thunderstorms later in the day. Now, northern parts of the country will experience intervals of sunshine with isolated thunderstorms developing in some locations during the afternoon and evening. Motorists are advised to drive carefully on wet roads, while residents in flood-prone communities should remain alert and follow safety advisories issued by relevant authorities. And that wraps up SRTV News this morning. Thank you for watching. I'm Obama Gabriel Joy. Stay with us as we hand back the reins of the program to Daddy Chris.
It's a nice one, Joy. Thank you very much for that piece. And I'm particularly interested in those three women that graduated as lawyers. OMG. I don't know whether you guys know about getting married to a lawyer. I'll write a book about that. So while we're celebrating, you should be thinking, if you're a husband, they look them, make it ready. Anyway, that's a good one. Congratulations to those ladies. It's a good thing to see how women of today are different from they've really been empowered and they're contributing immensely to society. We're proud of that. Well, Joy, today I said let us look at a very difficult issue. I know it's not going to be a pleasant one. Many people are not going to even want us to talk about this, but we have to. And I think it is time we take a look at this kind of pressing issue. What did I call it? Let me use one word to describe it. From slavery, there comes colonization, and today is allied domination. And that is the topic I really want us to look at today, Joy. We're going to look at this as typical, as unfriendly. We're going to be unbiased, undiplomatic, and actually see whether we can drive this point home. Because when I come on the show, I have a mindset. And when you take it, when you can change my mind, I'm always happy. So Joy, help me to change my mind. Now, let me give a little story about Nigeria, or our story as Black people. First, it was the slave trade. Let me not go too far. It was the slave trade. They came, they took us as slaves. And when they took us as slaves, they actually take everything. You know, the last thing you can take from a man is his culture. Today we are still suffering from the blunt of slave trade. You know the funny thing, Joy? We don't say this always. The first civilization that came to Africa to take people as slaves were not West Africa. They came to North Africa, and they were the Arabs.
Yes.
So now when you go to this Arab nation, there are no Black people there. But if funny enough, I did a review why the Israelis and the Iranians were fighting. And I was asking, what is it for the Black man? And I actually did a very thorough review of Black people in Iran and Black people in Israel. You find out that we are not in there. So whatever fight, whoever you are fighting for, whether you are fighting as a Muslim supporting Iran, go and look at the way Iranians are treating Black people in Iran. Do you know there are Black Iranians? We have Black Iranians.
Yes,
and to Israel. Go to Israel too. We have Black people there. Black Israelis. Look at the way they treat them. So that helps you to make a decision whether you as a Black person have a place in the world. So that's not the topic of today. The topic of today is taking a look at what slavery left us with. Just reminding you that the first civilization to actually take us as slaves were actually the Arabs. But do you know why we don't have a lot of Black people in Arab today? Because we're not many. Because they used to incarcerate us. Oh God. They won't allow the Black man to give birth to more children. So they incarcerated us. That's why we don't have a lot of Black people in Arab today. So why they try to free their mind that, the Arab are friendly to Black people, ask them that question. That is one part of the story. But that's not the story today. After the Arab, then the West came. America and the British, they all came to take us as slaves. That's why today, I think the effect of slavery is too modern to be ignored. And you know what? One funny thing about this slave trade, and I still want to touch upon it. I don't want to spend time on it because I made too many enemies talking about it, but I have to today. The funny part of slave trade is that they took our name. Oh, that's why when you hear an African American, he doesn't have an identity. What they took from him was the name. Those people cannot be answering Joseph John, Michael Jackson, this and that. That was not their name. But they took their name and they gave them their own name. If you look at the person, someone like Malcolm X, when the Nation of Islam came to America one time, they refused to answer those names. You see what they were answering? Malcolm S. You know what is S in mathematics? X. S means unknown. That's why Malcolm unknown. Malcolm unknown. He's telling you that his forefather's name has been taken away. He doesn't know it. So the man answered Malcolm S. It's one of my heroes of all time. Again, that's not the topic of today. After slave trade, the damage is still there. There comes a time when that business has failed, when the world actually came to realize that it's wrong to carry human beings as slaves. Slaves were set free, it was abolished. Then there comes colonization. The British came, the French are still there. They said they are gone, but they are there. That's why when you watch people playing football today in this world, 90% of the team, if you see the French team, they are the African teams, they're the black people. You understand? If anywhere in the world that you don't have black people in the team, that person should be asking himself. That's why I'm questioning Argentina every day. The truth is, they took us as slaves. And the colonization came. They colonized us now. And now, they own us. During the colonial era, they were like, you don't talk. The authority comes from either from London or from Paris. Even to today, you see the French country say, go to Paris. They love France. Again, that's not what we're going to talk about today, Joy. It's a difficult topic. I don't know, I should be quiet, but I will do the little ones I have to do. I know they won't hurt me. They'll kill me because of this. I don't mind. I'm old enough to die. Now, listen, Joy. The slave trade came and gone. Colonization was a strategic move by the British and the French and the Germans and the Belgians. Belgium is in particular because they did a lot of damage in Congo. They colonized us, kill as many as they could. They don't mind. We were like animals for them. But the one thing that's particular is that they introduced certain system. All right, and I'm going to be particular about one of them today as I drive this narrative. The one of the most peculiar one in Nigeria is the land. Traditionally, land belongs to the people who stays in the land. Like I'm from Ogara, so the land of Ogara belongs to us, right? It's a big mistake, Joy. The land does not belong to us. When the British came, they passed a law that you could live in the land, but what is under the land belongs to the government. Take note. This is Ogara land. What is under the land belongs to who? The government. Under the British era. They did that then because they came to extract something they can take to Britain, to London. Funny enough, the British are now gone. That same law is still there today. You know why? Because the Nigerian elites are now the new conqueror. That's where I've been coming to.
The new colonial masters.
The new colonial, that's the right language. The new colonial master really is now the Nigerian government. Because they are now enjoying from what the British did. The British took the land from our forefathers. Nigerian government don't want to go there because that land is what they are using to commit all the crime. You see, Nigerian government say they have money. Nigerian government have money. They are spending money. Which money are they spending? They're spending oil money, which they didn't work for. It's not as if it's the tax we pay. It's the oil they take from the Niger Delta that they are using to misbehave. You see Nigerian leaders misbehaving, sending their children abroad, going abroad for medical treatment. Ask them, where is the money coming from? It's the land that is taken away from our forefathers, that is now still taken away from us. For those of us in the legal profession now, we are angry that even that law, land reform alone, no matter any law you make, until that land reform is adjusted, there will be no justice in Nigeria. But that's not today's topic. Let's look at it on the surface. Today's topic is not about the British, not about slave trade. not on those things, but how our own elites have captured our country. And you know, this is so disturbing. I'm really worried. And I know I don't have friends, so I'm used to it. So I don't mind. But let's look at it. Let's look at something very simple. Joy, I overheard you say, no, whatever we say, nothing will happen. We did the best last time. You give an instance that during the last election, I remember your story, that you saw the result being changed. And in this next election, result going to change. And what's going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. That is an example of a state that has been captured. But who captured us now, Joy?
The elite,
our own brothers. Yes.
Exactly, yes. The rich ones amongst us.
Exactly. So we don't have a foreign invaders anymore. Our invaders are now one of us. Our brothers and sisters are now our invaders. The country, that's why in Nigeria, and you know, it is done not only by it's not systematic. It is not, how will I describe it? It's not a system that is not, it's like the constitution actually permits it. Let me put it that way. It's the constitution that allows you to take a land that belongs to somebody in the Niger Delta. He has no land. He should shut up. The oil you are taking from his land, the man has no say. You give him 3%. This is last time now they made a land reform. They made the Petroleum Act and they say, okay, you get 3% of the money, of the operation of the money, to people that owns the land. But as if that one is even painful enough. What really bothers me today, Joy, is the fact that our electoral system has been captured. The next election will be won by Tinubu.
I don't know what to say to that. That
he didn't win the next election. Whether you like it's now, Joy, it's not whether we like it or not. That's why you see them making the laws. Them Akpabio refusing to pass the right laws to checkmate themselves, because they know the only way they're going to do that is they're going to hold on to the power. And what can we do about this, Joy? So we are living in a country that has been captured by one of us. I gave the story of how the colonial masters, or how the slave trade happened down to the colonial masters. Now those people are gone. The new colonial masters we have is my brothers and yours. If you go to your village, you know the colonial masters. As I'm talking today, every Nigerian will be angry. Go to your village, you see your colonial master. They are the ones that will wear good shoes. They are the ones that have good homes. Joy, have you seen to Nigeria of recent? If you have a good house in your village, it's in politics.
Yes, exactly.
Those people that have good houses are those in politics. And ask them, which job did they do to build that house? Meanwhile, the ordinary Nigerians are dying. They can't even afford a square meal.
They can't afford a normal house.
You know, I'm going to talk about the lower cadre of people, but let's talk about, you see, I have this image to share with us today, Joy, and it's a very interesting one. You know what I like about this? So all I've been describing is in this image. You see, from slave trade to colonization down to elite domination. Yeah. Now, when you even come to this elite, let's leave those people now. We've talked about that. Now, let's talk about the elite domination. We have the senior elites. Those are people like the Tinubu. We know them, the ex-governors. Mm-hmm. They are untouchable.
The political godfathers.
The godfathers. No, you haven't watched the movie. These are the godfathers. And we know who they are. We know them. They are not hidden. They are in every society. You know your former governor. You know the governors to be. You know and you know the funny thing, they will anoint the next governor.
Yes, they're already doing that. They're already doing that. I think I saw in news. Was it yesterday that APC won all in Edo State? They called every local government, and I was like, I don't like the other parties, like what's happening?
This is a state that Obi won. Labour won that state in the last election. Today now APC is winning on.
Yes.
That is an example of elites being captured. Whether the people of Edo State want it or not, you have to keep quiet now. Or if you want to talk like that, at least you go to prison. That's what we are up against. And I'm going to give an example of our own state. When the body was leaving office, he anointed Oduan. During the Oduan election, let me tell you this story. I've been around, young woman. There was crisis, there were a little bit of fight in Delta State. And we're saying that the result that will come out late will be Delta State election. But Delta was the first to announce Oduan as governor. No matter the fight, it was Delta that announced the result first. That is, the state was captured by him, by Iboride. He anointed Oduan. Nothing was done.
So was it that the votes that people came out to vote was not?
Oh yeah, I see.
Man.
My daughter,
So,
as you are voting the announcing result, you are voting the announcing result. You are voting even they defeat Ogbaru in his own local government. If they not say his wife never vote for her,
yes, that was very bad. The man can't show his face there because he's always losing election in his own local government.
Exactly. But that is it. The question is, we want to ask ourselves how this can be happening. And we're analyzing this. We're going to call some names today so they get offended. But you know what? This is the only way we're going to drive the point home. And maybe they're going to see the effect of, at the end of the broadcast, maybe they will understand that this is not even good for them. Now, let's do. When Oduan was leaving, Oduan was happy. When Oduan was leaving, Oduan wanted to anoint one Obu as governor. The big boy said, no, Baba was here, Bori was still there. He said, no, it's not fair, it has to be Okowa. Listen, my daughter. You see that as it plays in the primaries, in everything. Okowa came. Ibori thought he was playing a smart game. But it's now a state that has been captured. This election is not decided by us. It was not our decision. It was the decision of the few people who were in power.
Exactly.
Oduan didn't become governor because Oduan was liked by us. Oduan became governor because he was the one they chose and the one they gave to us. And what do? We accepted. I'm talking of the state where I'm more familiar with. I'm from Delta State. One another verse. Today, not today. Now, Oduan did something supernatural. The name they call him, the roadmaster. Hey, you know what that guy did? The guy took over power and he took over power. And he controlled every situation. At that moment, he told the Bori, stay on your own, remain in Owara. Oduan was the new boss. Oduan was then the new boss. You see how the state is being captured. They still capture themselves. Now come a time where we have to choose a governor. All of us, people like us, want to Edewia because he was more smarter, he's intelligent. And Edewia was serving in the government. When you talk to Edewia then, he was behaving as if he's a big boy. You understand? Don't worry, everything's going to be all right. Until Okowa know that if he leave this boy here, he's going to be too powerful. You know what Okowa did? He removed him from office. So it was no more chief of staff. So all the small money, all the small power Edewia had was removed from him. And now comes primaries. Okowa brought the one he endorsed. Oboriwori is the one. Today, who is the governor of Delta State? Is it the one we wanted? May God help us. May God help us. This is what we are up against.
You know, these are the things that make the people question, the citizens, they keep questioning whether their votes truly determine leadership. Because you don't expect me to come out to my time, my energy, my resources, and at the end, the results are not what was being put in place or what was expected. Like it was not the result of the hard work of the citizens, rather it's the pushing of buttons from a selected few. And I don't know how these people reason. Like, is the country or the state like a political chessboard where they get to push dices and push I don't like I feel they feel it's their field. It's like a table of chess. You know, they
That's it.
get to decide and they don't care how it affects people. You know what, you made mention of my village, Daddy Chris. You know, there was a time this insecurity issue was like it was strong in my place where people couldn't go to the farm. I think one of my relatives was caught in the crossfire where he died, you know, and when the women came out, you know, it was almost something like the Aba women riot, you know, women in my village, old women, they all came out and they wanted to know what was happening, what the king was doing. And then the statement, I think I heard it recently in Abraka, where they said that the is it the Alma is it no not Almajiri, I think the Fulanese, they are the ones filling their pockets, so they shouldn't remove food from their table. Is it at the detriment of
Of the,
your people? You know, when the other, because these people, these people, they don't just do things by themselves. Of course, like I made mention of it. I think the last live we had, where I used the language. I said, it's the witch in the house that invites the one outside to come and eat. You know, they
yes.
don't just come on their own. These people invite them. And now, my village that time, the king said that they've paid for the land. You know, they're bringing their cows for grazing and all that, so they've paid for the land. And yeah, what was the term? I think it was like 200 years. So for the
Really.
period of 200 years, the people in that community will be facing these kind of things. I'm talking raping their women, killing their husbands, and a lot of things. And there was this woman at a time, she led the, I think it was a peaceful rally. They went to us. Nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of it. So everybody said, okay, there's no need. This is the world we now
Find ourselves.
live in today. So let's try to act. Sometimes I go like this next election is coming, and I want to see how many. I really hope people still come out. I really do. I really do, because maybe one day all our hard work is going to pay. I really hope people do come out. I want to see if people will still come out the same way. I saw the last election. In history, I don't think it has ever happened like that. When youths came out, they were, you know, everybody wanted a change. It's not just about crying and praying to God. They wanted to put it into action. And then some political chess masters already arranged the food, you know, just serve it to us. And nobody came to question. And I was hearing they said they should not talk about it, that, like you said the last time, the president called them and said you should hand over to whoever would. For me, I felt, because this thing didn't go the way it was supposed to go. So there are people that are supposed to ask questions. I think they were going to court at that time. Was it a Peter Obi? And but then the whole issue just went down. So I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that people really do come out this time, because you know now they've put things in place. I hope. I don't want to say too much about this
Yes.
whole thing. I don't.
Joy, and I'm happy you use the right words. You know, I think Nigerians, we pray too much. All right. I mean, maybe it's helping us, but it's time to stop praying and start acting, because you see,
No,
I think
I don't think we need to stop praying. I think we should add acting to the prayer. We don't need to
okay,
stop praying. Because if we
because
stop praying,
faith without work is what? Faith
it's
without work
dead.
is what? So
It's
that is
dead.
the faith. May God come and help me. God is not. God has done it for you. You know, sometimes my church, you will see when I open my church, you see what I'll be talking about in my church.
You're
Because
going to open a church, please.
then anybody that knows me, they know the name of my church is the Church of Service. You know, in my church, it's not
Wow.
this kind of church. In my church, it's a place where because what Jesus Christ was preaching, Jesus Christ didn't say you should go to one place and misbehave. He said they should come together. That's why when Jesus left, see the way the apostles live. They live together. Nobody was richer than anybody. Whatever you have, you bring there. That's what they were eating. They were never lacking. You know, I'm the one that believe that the world have enough for everyone, if only we follow the teaching of Jesus Christ. But we'll come to that another day. But right now, we don't want to talk to that because then they're going to be angry with me. The pastors are going to be mad at me, and then we're not going to have a show. So let me keep quiet. Let's keep this with what we're talking about. The fact is that some people among us have captured us. The way the slave masters came and they took us, put chain in our hands and take us away. They came back as colonial to rule us. Shut up. Anything you do, they whip you. If you talk anyhow, they shoot you. We know, you know how many, the king of Belgium killed over 15 million Congolese. Over 15 million of us were killed. And we were saying, oh, they have done evil. The king of Belgium have done evil. But the poverty, the hardship the Nigerian government has caused us has killed more. In fact, if not 100 millions of us must have been killed. Some of us are living dead by the very work of our own people. This one, you are not looking for the enemy outside. The enemy is within.
Within, yes, within.
And that is my fear. Before I forget this aspect of the show, I want to beg this, and I want to use this opportunity to say one thing. Joy, right now we look helpless, right? We look helpless.
It appears.
Yes, we look helpless. And there are people that can help us. And they say they are helping us. But sometimes, maybe it's time for us to tell them the kind of help we want.
I think, yes, I agree to that.
Because, Joy, during the election now, what we're going to have some observers. They will come on the day of the election with their fine suit. They will go to some few local government and they will write. Maybe they'll get to Lagos and they say, oh, the election was not peaceful. It was this, but relatively this, relatively that. But is that how they really capture the state? Is it on the day of the election that is that the day they capture the state? The place has been captured long ago. From during the primaries, from the people they were appointed to be who is INEC chairman. All these things is how they capture the place. They didn't capture it on that very day of election. So the observer that is coming to observe, what are you coming to observe? Are you going to observe how they choose, or when the Mibori were planning who will be the next governor? Were you there? Is the observer there? What is the observer coming to observe?
So what do you think the observers, like, how do you think they should come, or when or where do you think they should come to?
They should be here now. You know what? They're not going to be saying, no, it's not. If you know you don't want to help us, then don't help us. But if you are sincere with helping us, this is the approach. The state is being captured now. Stop them now. You see, Tinubu does not get treatment in Nigeria. His treatment is in France or in abroad. Let Tinubu know, for those of you in the EU, that if he continues to capture Nigeria the way he's doing, we know that you won't give him visa to come here for treatment. You will seize his asset in France, in UK. They will set up. Your children will not even be given admission abroad. Okay, now tell me one thing. Tell me, if they don't know they captured us, let me ask you this. I know this is a sad one, Joy. It's too difficult. I don't know whether we should be doing this kind of show. But this is the sad part of it. You are the governor of a country, or you are the president of a country. Your children cannot study there. You cannot be treated in that place. And now you take your child to come and study in the UK, in America, with whose money? How much are you paid?
The same people who can't afford these things, it's their money that is being used to fund the Elysian children, you know.
And the West is pretending as if they don't know. How much is a sitting governor paid that is able to pay that amount of money to train his child abroad?
Sometimes I sometimes question, why can't we question these people when they're still in power? Like, why can't? It's only
We
because
have been,
I've noticed in the
we are
recent
coming to
years.
we are coming to that part. We're coming to that part of it. You see, this state has been captured by 3 levels. We only talk of the top level now. They are the middle
Yeah,
level and then the lower cadre. You
of
know, the people
course.
that will insult us today on this show, they are actually the people we call the house Negro. If you understand the American system, where they took us as slaves, the people beating the slaves were not actually the slave master. Slave master don't have time to beat you. It's too much energy. So he will make one of you a house Negro, the one that stayed in the same house with the yoga. He eats with the yoga. You understand? So he eats that small food. Now they go control. He's the one that beats the other Negro. So you're not doing your work. So Malcolm X said they are feed Negro and house Negro. It's in house Negro that have some little food from the yoga that will go out and beat the feed Negro. You know the people who are going to fight us today? The PA and the SAs. There are people who can call the house Negro. They give them 250,000 naira, some 400,000 naira every month. Before you say anything on social media, they are there to attack you. How dare you say this? How dare you say this about my principal? He's a slave too.
Yeah, he's a slave. I think for a moment he forgot that he was still a slave because
they forgot. They don't even know they are slaves. So you see the game. So they are slaves. You see the house Negro, and let's give them the right word. The so-called SA and the PA and all those stupid appointees that get 400,000 are still poor. They're not like the commissioners, because the commissioners and those are the second cadre. At least they have some power, they have some money, they build houses. But this one, they struggle to build houses. They can't even get married to proper wife. Their children don't go abroad for study. The battery of my people there is gone. You know what? I'm up to the task. When Joy come back, we're going to do this. But you guess what, my people? It is this house Negroes that is actually the biggest trouble we're going to deal with. During this election, they are the one that will carry the cutlass. They are the one that will actually kill people. When you hear that there's a fight, it is the house Negro. We are the feed Negro. We are the one left on the field to work. And whatever we work goes to them. So they are happier with the master in their bedroom. That is what we are up against. So when we're gonna, I actually wanted to stay with the international community. Then I come to this. Joy brought me here. You understand? If not, until we can. So what we can do is only to educate the house Negro that you are still a slave like me. You that they gave an appointment of how much are you being paid in your appointment? You are equally a slave like me. Good, Joy is back. You know, let me add Joy quickly. When you get that kind of appointment, they are still slaves like us. They are not different, Joy. But now they look different because you're having PA. A PA gets 400,000. They don't have cars. In those days, they used to have cars. They don't have car anymore. Because there's no money for them. They are just people they take, and they are the ones to jump on social media to fight you. That was what the house Negro were doing in America during the slave trade. It's still the same thing. It's just wearing two different uniforms.
Yes.
So right now, Joy, our problem is is compounded. Now, some people among us have been taken as house Negro, so they get some little things, so they are the one to beat us first. They give them whip to beat us if we talk anyhow. They the want to kill you. Because the big master don't have time to do that kind of rubbish. And they're the one to leave the ballot papers. They are the one that will press paper, that will do what they are still slaves, so they're the one that will ring the election for the master. Tinubu will not be where they are ringing election. I beg you. Tinubu don't know. He has his lower cadre from the governors. The governors don't do the work. They will give money to their commissioners who go and do the damage. The commissioner don't even do the work. The commissioner will give money to the PA and the SA and the street boys to go and implement the devilish act. Exactly what was happening during the slave trade. No, why I'm analyzing this? I'm sending this message to the international community. If you say you are sending in observer on the day of the election, but these damages have been done before you get there.
Before you came, yes, exactly.
So what are you going to observe?
Observing what has already been cooked and served.
Exactly. In fact, if you wait to the day of the election, Tinubu will have won the election. Because he must have planted his people. I don't know whether you see, on your mandate we shall stand. Who are you to challenge Tinubu today? This one I'm saying, if they get me, they'll cut my throat. You understand? You dare not. You are an enemy to them. But I have a message for you, sir. Your days will come and go. Another person will be there. And you will be crying like me today. You know what I like about it? When they took power from, when Okowa tell Ibori to go and sit down, Ibori was reduced. He was not listening. He one time became, you know, welcome. You know, welcome for who? This was what you were doing, sir. Okowa don't come out now. See, where is Okowa now? Okowa was heading to prison until he decamped. Because Tinubu was ready to put him in prison. They said he was owing 1.3 trillion. If not that this arrangement, because Tinubu still want to get back to power, he doesn't want to make enemy. That's why Tinubu left every one of them alone now. They are enjoying. Because Tinubu cannot afford to fight now. He knows don't want him. So he need to get every South that he can get. So Tinubu is not ready to fight. He's making new friends. Even his enemy, Tinubu go eat with his enemy just to get re-elected. You know the truth, because for you to win election in Nigeria, you need people like Domokowa to go and change the result in Delta North. You need people like Demibori to go and change the result in South South. You understand? So without them Tompolo, you can't change the result. Tinubu will not take contract from Tompolo now. Because he knows he needs these people to win the next election. But do we have a say? The money they are sharing, it will get to them Tompolo and it will stop. It will get to them Tinubu and they will tell us, who are you? Okowa we get, and who am I? Does that country belong to all of us or it belongs to only you guys? You think you are playing a smart one? So I have the bad news for you guys. Because we are going to invite the international community to help us. Because it's not turned out that we don't have a friend, we don't have a brother. That person that is telling you is your brother is your number one enemy. A brother that you will give a food to and he will not share to you. He will not share for you. That person is not your brother. The brotherliness Jesus Christ was preaching is so that we all can eat from the same table. Let me ask you, Joy. The money they are sharing, which one reach your house?
We get to our house, so I don't even. I've not seen the color of their bills. I don't know. I don't know how it was. You know, there was this. It reminds me of a time where the front of my father's house is like a polling unit. So usually, you know, during election period, people usually destroy things because of arguments and all that. So we lend our chairs, and you know, I think they voted into the night. So our generator and everything was from my father's pocket. And then after the whole thing, the next morning when we, woke up, we discovered that our chairs were broken, some of our security lights were damaged. And I asked my father, I saw them carrying back that they said they brought one. At least collect compensation for the properties that was destroyed. And my father said, so that when I collect, you really want to hold me and say, I'm taking bribe. But the truth is, we see this thing. The money is only going for those that are going to vote for them, not for even the onlookers. It's for you now if you're going to be part of, the. I don't want to call.
No, it's very clear. You know the funniest thing, Joy. I think I want us to understand the trouble we are in. Now let's understand this. Do you know how much money is in Tinubu's possession that he's sharing? Last week,
this money is not his own. That's But
That
and
is the thing.
it's not his money.
That's when you say a state has been captured. That's why they captured the
Not his
state.
money. You know,
Yes.
you can't. The Nigeria that we are in now, it's not being governed in our interest. Everything is just about them, serving those the privileged few, benefiting them. So even when honestly, for me, those people that go and collect money, I'm collecting my money. I'm collecting my money. I shouldn't have to do anything you're saying.
Exactly.
I'm not against people that collect money, but when you collect money, and like I told someone once, that you collect money, you don't need to vote for them because it's your money. It's your money.
And the problem, Joy, the problem is, in fact, sometimes they don't even need your vote. Because whether you vote or not, they're going to announce the right result. So this is an example. I'm trying to analyze a state, Nigeria, that has been captured by the very few. Now, this election is a good example of how the country has been captured. I don't need to go my fight with you. I don't need to tell you anything. I have the money to share for you. Vote for me with this money. It's either you vote in that way or not. If you don't vote, I don't mind. I have INEC. I give INEC the bulk of the money. INEC will vote for me. Don't need you, because the result INEC will announce will be in my favor. But the state belongs to who? It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the very few. Who decide what happens.
Even if we are not looking at the elections, we're looking at the institutions that we have now. It's basically revolving around just few persons. If that person is leaving, the person is bringing someone, maybe a family member, someone close to them. If you look at the oil sector today, I think when you talk about fuel, gas, it's just few, if not one man. And they are revolving this thing. So how do you expect a country with more than how many million people? If this power is just going to be going around a few, how do you expect the other people to survive?
And are they working? Are they even the people that are coming to power? This is the fear. If I am the one that put you there, Joy, you will do what I say. You understand? You cannot go there and work for who? I'm the one that put you there. It's like telling Oboriwo to challenge Okowa. You are joking. Okowa planted him there. He will do what Okowa says. That's why that guy will do anything for Okowa to get re-elected. Okowa just won the primaries in numbers. Even when we know Ned has worked, they told Ned, go and sleep. Power pass power. That's what we said last show. Power pass power. And this is where it's going to play. These guys, they know they have to do one thing. They need power. And Joy, when we talk of what is power, you see, sometimes we mistake it. So there are two things the EU can do for us. There are two things America can do for us. There are two things Britain can do for us. I have studied my life, and I said there are only two kinds of power in this world. One is the power of the gun. Other one is the power of money. Two things, Joy. Money and gun. Money and gun. That's what they have. All right? If I misbehave, they come and carry me and put me in prison. After this show now, I could go to prison. So who's going to hear about me? Nobody. Do you understand? It's what we are up against. Or number two, if they know, there's no need to put that guy in prison, go and give him some amount of money, let him keep quiet.
And if they come to give you money, would you accept it?
Me? Joy, yes. I am now, I'm almost 60 years old. Now where they go 9 years. So I'm a problem to anybody. For the remaining years of my life, I'm a problem to a system that refuses to work for the people. Because I don't, Joy, the things that excite me those days, when I like a lot of women, it don't pass. Because I'm not even that strong enough again to misbehave. So anything you are looking at today that's going to entice me does not entice me anymore. I am at that point in my life where I can decide what is good and bad. Unfortunately, not every one of us could. This guy say collect the money. Yeah, you see, I know the money is good, but you know what? Let me put it this way. I wanted to ask Joy a very difficult question. Now, Joy, I want to ask. We could throw the question back to Joy. Because Joy was asking me whether I should collect the money. We could ask Joy whether any man when she not like, whether she go if marry the man. Because this is the anarchy we face. Power. Either we gun, either they put gun in your head, you do what they say, or they give you a lot of money and you do what they say. Either way, it's coming from only two angles. That's why when they cannot force you to vote, they give you rice. And sometimes when the rice doesn't work, they will force the result as they want it to be. We are in the election season. Joy, you don't want me to ask you the question I wanted to ask you. Let me not ask that question.
Please ask me the question. I really want to answer the question.
The one I want to answer, you don't go like Cabo.
No, ask me. I'm ready.
Okay. Let's analyze two things. If I want to rape Joy, there are only two things I'm going to do. Either I'm going to put gun in her head. Say, do this now. Open your legs. He said, because she knows only a fool argues with a man that have a gun.
That has a gun. But the thing is, if everything is the true thing, whether you're killing me or you're raping me, it's still the same. Like death is death. It's just
Joy,
the way.
Let's not put ourselves in position. Those kidnappers, when they kidnap women, only God knows what they do to them. The women have no say. That's what they went through. Another alternative, Joy, is give Joy a big amount of money. Say, Joy, suppose you come to you and say, I give you 300 million naira. Like they offer Natasha 500 million naira one night. Have you watched this movie, Indecent Proposal?
What movie?
Indecent Proposal.
No, I haven't.
It's an American movie. I advise anybody who wants to argue with me today to go and watch it. It's titled Indecent Proposal. You know what the rich man did? He said like $1 billion Kuwait. You know, let me say this. Let me ask one question. You know, in Indecent Proposal, Joy, you know what the rich man did? He came to the man with the wife. And he said to the man, supposing I give you $1 million to spend one night with your wife. Joy, one night. These guys are broke, very hungry. They don't have
that. Can you please come again?
Let me repeat that. He said, supposing I will give you $1 million
Yes.
to spend one night with your wife.
With your wife?
$1 million. Only one night with your wife. And these guys are broke. They don't even have a place. They don't have a place to stay. They love each other. And the devil came and he's offering you $1 million. He don't even give your wife. If you don't know, he's good. He's giving to the man. I'm giving you $1 million. Give me your wife for one night. What do we do?
That's tempting, actually. Very tempting.
You see, that's why it's called Indecent Proposal. We're not going to go into that story. You see why I am saying this? Only one night. You go to show. This guy said only one night. You understand? We're talking one night. Go and watch the movie. In fact, the couple did not sleep that night. They see Demi Moore and this guy. They are the best. You see, acting at the core. You know what happened? Eventually, they fall for the trap. But that marriage never stand again. They got the $1 million. But at the end, when the guy go come, when the woman go come, the husband was asking her, so did you enjoy it? And in fact, because you don't go come, you enjoy it. The money was not solving the problem anymore. The money become the problem. Anyway, we're not going to do that. $1 million for one night with your wife is the biggest temptation any couple can never receive in their life, especially when they are poor. So I'm saying to this,
especially the ones that don't have the means to that kind of money.
Exactly. So we're not saying two things. There is gun and there is money. When you have money, you have the power.
I think that's what our government is doing to us today. You know,
exactly.
They don't
need to fight you. They're using your money to fight you.
Yes, it's just like trying to lure a dog with a bone. You know, he needs it.
Maybe let's use the right word. Luring a woman to do things when she doesn't want to do. They got the power. And don't underrate what money can do. The Bible said money answereth all things. It's not me, it's the Bible. So we are in trouble here. The government of today, or not the government, the elites of today, they got money. Now, our minister, our aviation minister just said we have 241 aircraft in Nigeria, private jets. 241 private jets.
Is it belonging to the country or to
individuals? We know them. Now, ask these people, how did they make their money? 241 private jets, other than the musician, we can explain. Tell me how those people made money to buy private jets.
For me, one thing I think would be the stepping stone, like the start. If we're going to have a change, if we want to see a better Nigeria, we should start with the salaries of these people, those ones in government. Because honestly, if, let me say, for example, if someone is receiving a huge amount of money, let's say every month you're getting 50 million naira as your salary, the one that is outside that has not gotten that amount of money, you also be eyeing, okay, when me too I get there, this is the kind of money. So coming in and coming to do things that you're supposed to do, if that's not even in the picture, you are
Joy, God bless you. You know what? You know this show, you know who I'm making this show for? It's for the international community, really. So international community, they thought they knew Nigeria. They don't. Our system is already structured to fail. Nigerians are dying not because we don't have money, not because the laws are not even there, because the laws are not being implemented. Let me explain this, Joy. The money, the structure is already bad. A sitting senator in Nigeria, his salary really not reach 15 million or 14 million naira.
Is it not those ones that are always fighting and pushing themselves up and down
in the house?
When
you know what Tinubu has done? This is the fear. This is why we should be worried. Tinubu has increased their constituency project. He knows their salary is not the problem. A house of rep now, maybe his salary itself never reach 3 million. It will be about 10 million or so. Compared to the policeman, it's an insult to, but that is not enough. Tinubu gave them 1 billion naira house of rep for constituency projects. If they give you 1 billion naira to run your constituency, tell me what did they do? They go buy a card and share for people. They say they don't empower people.
One said they used 2 million naira to renovate a police station. It was looking like a 2-bedroom apartment.
If I said 2 million naira, that one an insult. They don't work with 2 million. They work from 100 million and above. So, Joy, you can imagine, so the West, they thought they know us. No, the system has been structured already that all the president need to do is to increase their constituency project. They know that constituency project, nobody account for it.
So I want to ask Danny, please, I want to ask a question. Do you think if the colonial masters hadn't left when they did, do you think Nigeria would be a bit better than it is today?
Yes, because those people, yes, they came and they understand that for society to survive, the people need to be carried along. The British will never implement the system we are doing now, because the British would have allowed the wealth to trickle down so that the society can move forward to some level. It's not as if we don't have that level of people high and low here, but the government of the UK will not allow that. You know what they did? They introduced what we call minimum wage. If I want to go to prison in the UK, I will employ somebody and pay the person less than the minimum amount. And you know what is our minimum wage? In the UK, the minimum salary a person is expected to earn at the end of the month, Joy, if you work for 40 hours today, will be 1.6 pound, 1,600 pounds. In Nigerian money, that's 3-something million naira. That is the minimum. Now, let me explain this. Our House of Rep, I wish I can get time to bring those statistics. People, members of British Parliament, the amount they earn, and compared to that, is nothing. You know, they earn some more bigger money too. So can you imagine? But in Nigeria, Why a senator is earning about 20-something million, the policeman is earning 150,000 naira. Can you see the trouble? So by design, the policeman is a slave to the senator. Our system has already made us slave. A country where you say you cannot pay somebody 60,000 naira, and then the governor is getting 6 billion as security vote. No, explain that to me. I'm confused. Do you know how much is security vote for Delta State governor? It's a minimum of 4 billion naira. Make it carry me go anywhere, go open book for her. As at the time of Okowa, it was 2 billion. Every month, oh, security vote. I'm not gonna take Urubu. Ask me. And waiting they take that.
I'm sorry. The security for who? For the people or for themselves?
For the governor. They ask. Nobody asks the governors. Every governor in Nigeria, they are entitled to what we call security vote, security money, which is for them to spend as they want. How much is as a body what they spend on our security? Every month, Obodi will get minimum of 4 billion as security votes. Minimum. And meanwhile, the ordinary civil servant, they couldn't pay the teacher 60,000 naira. Who is not a slave here? Is the teacher not a slave to Obodi?
Yes. Yes.
That's why when Obodi talk, river go they move. When governor shake, everywhere they move. Have you seen the governor arrive anywhere? The country, the grasses, they move because money is moving. And they don't need to beat you. They know what to do. They will hate me now. They know what to do to me. They will make sure I don't have any money. Anything that will come to my company, they will not. So I will not say the truth against them. I can understand that. So they have the power. Like Edna said, it's better if they were still here. I understand that now. That's why I started with them. This show, for those people that watch it, they know I started with the slave trade down to the colonial master. Down now, our elites are the slave traders. They are the colonial masters. Name them. That your president, that your governor is the new slave master. Is the new colonizer. Let us be sincere with ourselves. The reason I know is you don't need to tell me anything. Okay, how much are you getting at the end of the month? How much is the other person getting? The person at the lower cadre, how much is a teacher paid? How much is that policeman that is guiding you? You're not even afraid. You give him gun. How much is he paid? Joy, you see where we're in trouble.
We are, if I say we are headed for the tunnel, I think I'll be saying, maybe I'm playing. I think we're at the tunnel, the pit bottom of it. And for me, I feel, you know, when you fall inside a well, you can't help yourself out. You need someone to steer the rope.
Exactly.
So maybe now I think I would agree with you when I think from our last line, where you said we need an external help. Because at this point, we can't.
No, I'm even accusing the external helper. If you want to help us, please help us. If you don't want to help us, just say you don't have time for us. But don't help us.
You made mention of something the last time. I wanted to ask, but I think I forgot. Where you said when was it when the president of the United States,
Donald Trump,
yes, there were insecurities in churches, and they just sent. I think it was a tweet. Or was it a letter? Where they said they were coming and they came. I don't think they did come because we didn't see. We had the grassroots.
He only throw one bomb, and I'm sure our president, Tinubu, now is in a class of his own. He go don't send money, go bribe them. Tinubu go sell us to make sure say Donald Trump no beat him. Because what Tinubu has, in fact, he can sacrifice anything. So Donald Trump eventually did not come. But the only thing we saw is we know that Donald Trump can stop it. Because the day Donald Trump said this, Donald Trump went to Venezuela and he carried the president.
Yes.
He not go harder to take Tinubu from where he did, Aso Rock. He go take him. But he don't want to. Because the word we're saying, this is the debate when I brought the show like that. And the word we're saying, oh, who is Donald Trump to come and interfere? It's a personal affair. Donald Trump it's not interested in anybody. Donald Trump wants oil. I agree. Donald Trump wants oil. Why would he not take oil? He's going to work for it anyway. But what we need now is our brothers, is our own people enslaving us. What's the difference if not Donald Trump honor them? Your own brother is enslaving you. The person that is sending their children abroad at the expense that you cannot treat your own children. You can't even have medical care. You don't have it. They won't do that. In the West, will not do it. The West will not do it. Tomorrow's show is going to be about capitalism and being a Christian. We will do that tomorrow. But let me say this. The West don't do that. I live in the UK. If you are not even working, they know that they want peace. They will make sure you have something to eat. The West cannot pretend that they don't know what is happening in Nigeria. They cannot pretend. And they are the ones shaking hands with our leaders. No, in my research, there's one man, Thomas Page. Thomas Page said the international community, wealthy nations, have a duty to make sure they don't encourage or they don't create a system that facilitates robbery, but people stealing money from Africa. Let me ask you this. The money Abacha looted from Nigeria, where is the money?
In the way.
Some in America. They are not giving some back to us. The question is, how did he manage to take the money?
Even the ones they gave back to us, who did they give it to?
My daughter never asked that one. But the question is, how was Abacha able to take that money here? Who helped him? Who worked with him? You see, everybody here, we are in trouble. The problem is the slave trade remains. And that's my pain.
It's just the reins were just handed to a different, the chains were not broken. They were always there.
And it's still there. This time, what is really sad is now we are dealing with more slave masters. The West might still be interested in some oil. So they only need to beat Tinubu small. Tinubu go shut up, go give them more oil. Put us in one disadvantaged position. And you cannot blame the West. If I am made the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, my interest is UK. My interest is not Nigeria. I'll do everything to make sure I have food on the table for my people. And if takes me to beat you,
but then, if you're doing everything, at least where you are getting your food from, you should make sure that it keeps producing. But this one, what they are doing to us is that they don't want to know if it's the production is still it's still happening. They're just taking, and to get to a time, there will be no more to take. There will be no more.
In fact, I think that's where we're going.
A lot of people are running from. A lot of people are leaving.
That of Nigeria is pathetic. Joy, if you understand Nigeria, that case of Nigeria is really pathetic. It's not as if the money they are misusing is money from TASO. It's not money that the country work for. It's money taken from a particular part of the country, the oil money, coming from a set of people. Go to the Niger Delta, go and look how we are living. In fact, if they tell you how much is coming from your area, Joy, you will carry cutlass. Everybody in Niger Delta will be carrying cutlass. That is why they have to keep us quiet by giving people like Tompolo 4 billion naira. They get 4 billion naira every month for security. They say that they guide pipeline. 4 billion naira every month. No, listen to me, Joy. Tompolo and his group, they get 4 billion naira for guiding the pipeline for the government of Nigeria every month. Not for us, because the government of Nigeria don't want anything to happen to their pipeline. The pipeline is where the money is coming from. So they will pay anybody some money to make sure nobody touch the pipeline. Whether the people in the community are dying, whether they are dead, they don't care.
Who cares?
Because the federal government is only interested in one thing. The pipeline must be protected. That's not justice.
So in all of this, now, what do you think is the first step that we should take in all of this?
Oh, big question, daughter. I said it before, and maybe I say it again. It got to a point where I now said, maybe I need international community. Otherwise, the only true solution is to have a radical leader. They will kill him. The West will kill him. This is the problem, Joy. You see what is happening in Burkina Faso? Nobody likes him. If French get chance, therefore don't kill him. Because Nigerian problem can be solved in a day. Let me use the word. In a day. It's not rocket science. And it's not as if Tinubu know what to do. The set of them Tinubu, there are people that should have been wiped out of a generation already. And I'm not saying it with fear. If you not see me, want to arrest me. You know why? They don't even know what they are doing. Tinubu, you are in a position, you are a country. Look at the acres of land you have that is not being used. Look at the amount of young people. Even you. The reason I know is how many coppers you have every year. They don't have jobs. Coppers, so you couldn't even know where to assign them. Meaning you have human labor. You have the money to invest. You dey import food. Then a person when they cost. That is a cost, man. If you have all this labor, all these human resources in Nigeria, and we have some oil money still coming in that you can use to acquire equipment, you could have bought maybe some tractors and fertilizer and train us. No, you train us to farm. And we will feed the whole of Africa. People is importing food for political convenience. That's somebody that doesn't get it. So it's not Tinubu's fault. If you call Tinubu's truth, it can change Nigeria for us. So there are two things here. The system is already designed to oppress the ordinary person. That's why I use the word the state has been captured. Captured by people who don't even know what they are doing. Because it is not rocket science to say the governor, I put a letter out a few days ago, and I said the governor of Delta State have some serious explaining to do. Let me end the show with that. And people don't understand what I was saying. The man has some serious explaining to do. Let's assume now Delta State gets about 60 billion naira from the federal government every month. Do you hear me? 60 billion naira every month. I know it's more. Then we still get some taxes, which brings in money to the state. If you ask, look at Delta State, what are we doing? Only young people that are unemployed. Now, keke they ride. And I ask, what will it take for us to have Delta farm? So that we now become, Delta State now begin to farm and will now feed the whole of Nigeria and feed the whole of Africa. What will it take if we get the oil when they carry the goods? So Dangote has created his own refinery in Lagos. What does it take for us to have our own refinery? My people wanna talk to me. What will it be out of place if we now have our own refinery, refining our own oil that we sell and we make money in Delta State? You know what they are doing? I wrote an article, I said, creating an enabling environment. Let me end with that. That's a big word. I know most of you watch this show. Even when you cannot watch me, you look at my ugly face, you cannot, but you will deal with this. You know what is creating an enabling environment? I will talk about this again on another day because the show, I'm going to stop in another few minutes. You know what? I said those are the language you hear in the West. Creating an enabling environment is something you understand. If a British government say we need to want to construct some roads so that businesses can get on in those places, you can understand that. We want to create an airport there so that things can work there, you can understand that. But in Nigeria, there's no access to finance. Let me repeat that again. We don't have access to finance. You know what is access to finance? How many of us have the money to do business? You are talking about how can a commissioner or a minister be interested in business? Let me bring Joy back. Joy, I was going to end the show with creating an enabling environment. And they tell us, oh, we are constructing the road. You understand? They said they are constructing roads so that business can get to that place. So the food they are creating there, it can come to the market. And I said to myself, wow. How much does that man have? What kind of farming is he farming? Subsistence farming. Food, the farm when they farm are only to eat. And you are constructing a billion, 70 billion, 100 billion naira road for that thing. You forget to say that the most important thing is to farm first. How much do we have to farm? Ordinary man, ordinary person that is even interested in farming today, can he get a loan? In Nigeria, if you take a loan from the commercial bank, it's 30-something%. That is murder. In the UK, there is no loan that will be more than 8%. And if it is for farming, it will be even be 0%. That is what we call access to finance. Do you have it? So what enabling environment are you creating for who? Oh, this is a big language. We'll discuss it one full day. That is what we hear Bodivori and government say. We're creating an enabling environment. No, Tinubu is constructing road from Calabar to Lagos. He just wants to say he has worked and siphon our money. But the question is, who is going to use those roads? You see, a city minister have enough money, he's not going to farm. The man that would have loved to farm does not have money to farm. If he's even going to farm, now cutlass they use. Not because he don't want to, because he doesn't have access. He doesn't have money to farm. And now the man will die poor in the course of farming that way. Does the man want to farm? Yes. Can he farm? No. It's applicable to every sector. Every sector of our life. The only people, I always say to the government, which is something I argued in my other paper, I said, the only person that can do business in Nigeria today is actually the state, the local government, and the federal government. You know why? The money, because Tinubu made the worst law. Tinubu take subsidies from us, and is now sharing the money among themselves. And people don't understand this. Now, Joy, are you with me? The camera froze on Joy. Well, let me keep Joy face. Let me explain this to you, my people. The language I use is Tinubu took our money and is sharing it among the governors. Let me explain that. Before now, there was no subsidy. The government was using paying some money as subsidy. So we were paying little at the fuel. Tinubu took that money. So the federal government is no more paying that. But that money is still being paid by who? By us. That's why price of petrol has gone up. We're not paying 1,000 something for the same thing we used to pay 80, 100,000 naira for, 100 naira for. On a good day, that's a good step. So the money is now with the government. Now we are not paying for it ourselves. The money, meaning the money we are not paying is what the government has taken. So indirectly, it's our money that is now with the government, which is okay. Now the question is, what did the government do with it? They are now sharing more money among themselves. The allocation going to Delta State has gone from 40 to 60. The local government are now, there's no local government in Nigeria now that's not getting 1 billion naira every month. If they small way, 600 million, 700 million. Before now, 50 million, 70 million they get. But now, I'm sure Ethiope West is now getting about 100. If Ethiope West doesn't have money every month, it should be 1 billion. Now a local government chairman now do our budget is 1 point something billion. Local government. Thank you, Chris Council. How can we be organized? These people will not even allow us to organize. We don't have the structure to organize. They've captured us. That's what I'm saying today. They don't even, the system does not allow you to organize. What are you going to organize? Organize against these people who have the power. Because what they have is the power. And they can easily disorganize us. Anytime you try to organize, they know what to do. Either they inject in some gun or they inject in some money. It's like telling me that if you give my wife $1 million, he will not sleep with you. $1 million. You know what is $1 million? She could divorce me the same day. I'm talking of my wife. Give her $1 billion to divorce that decrease. He could divorce me that day. That's the kind of money these people have. And you're going to fight with them. You say you organize. Organize with who? With your marriage, they go break them. They'll give your wife boyfriend. Your wife, they will give a boyfriend. You cannot fight these people as it is. That's why I said the first thing, the cord, they say the development cord, the way they connect between and mama, we need to cut them. We need to cut that money. We need to cut that power. And only two people can help us to cut it. The West can help us to do this cut. They are not sincere, yes, but they can cut it. They only need to tell Tinubu, the budget, we want to see it, let it be. Oh my God. It's tough. If we said, if America said to Tinubu, we want to see how you're spending your money, your people are suffering. Let Donald Trump just make that statement. You go see Tinubu the mess 3 times a day. You go the mess for where a day. And you see, I'm saying to the West, we don't need observers. Save us now. Help us to stop those people who have colonized us.
We don't need black tie observations.
Observer, they will come. They will write one thing, they will go back. They don't read the election finish. Tinubu has been sworn in. And he said, you have done your job. We release a social amount of money. No, if you want to help us, this is the time. This is the time to tell Tinubu, you can't do this. You know, it's a time to say to them, listen, until you show us your proof of income, your child cannot study abroad. You are in government and your children is abroad. Why? Why are you not getting treatment in your own country? Why? It's very easy. Very easy to cut this. That cut, that money, and in the oil money, you cannot just be giving it to Tinubu who shares to governors. But what he doesn't even know what to do with the money. But told us one day that he has money and we are spending it. What is he spending it on? They can the pack sand for road. They go hate me, Daya. Mona hate me. Until that decrease down and I don't get problem. And I'm gonna be worse now. Because now I'm actually inviting the international community to come and fight us. That is my new project. Because I can see that the only solution to your evil act, you've taken over slave trade from the slave master. Now I have to fight you, and I have to use the old slave masters who are even more sincere than you to tell you, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they are the one that have the power. I don't have it.
Their intentions.
Exactly. Listen, my daughter, we don't have the power. In as much as I want to fight, I will do one. Look at young people came out the other time. They shot at them, gone. Then the ones they cannot shoot at, they give them money to buy them over. Have you seen the number of people talking with them today? Tinubu is a master strategist. He's going to. And so I should forget the West. They are the same with these Nigerian politicians. Yeah, Chris, I agree. But you know what? Let me put something in mathematics. When minus times minus, it becomes what? It's equal to plus. Those mathematicians, I'm an engineering student. They're all now, all people when they hear, they be artists. But minus times minus is equal to plus. Sometimes you need the negative to fight the negative to get the positive. If you take minus times plus, it will be minus. Minus times plus times, you understand? Minus, but until you multiply minus by minus, it will give you plus. Right now, we know the only person, the reason I know when Donald Trump said Nigeria is a country of concern, and he declared us that we are killing Christians in our land. Not be person telling to make it sit up. They send people immediately. Chris, agree with me now. What did they do? They sent people to you see, that is when the first time we had lobbyists in America lobbying for us. But lobbying for Nigerian government too, so that Donald Trump will not come and shoot them. Donald Trump can come and take anybody if you want to help us. You know what? It may be wrong at the beginning. Donald Trump will take some oil and go home. But at least we will not, the country will be restored. We are in the hands of people who have really kidnapped. I can tell you nothing we're going to do in the next election. If they don't come, Tinubu will sail into the next president with confidence. We're going to clap for him.
If that happens, if there's anything after the bottom, I think that I'm not saying, but that would be where we would be.
Nothing will. Oh my daughter, nothing will happen. Oh God, yeah. The last election we saw it. Young people came out. They were crying. The big boys, they know that the young people wanted Peter Obi. On a fair day, it should be Peter Obi, but we did not. What did happen? I pray they don't kill Peter. If they kill Peter today, nothing will happen. Now the man is saying that his life that he will still be alive. He's scared. You see, what I'm saying today is too deep. Thank you. You know what I'm saying is so deep that we may not understand this. Thank God I'm at that age. Don't worry, I'm 60 years old now. So Robo say Asamira Kelly, now where they go 9 years. So anybody arrest me, put me for prison, kill me today, they have done nothing. I don't mind. You understand? I've done my own part. I've lived a very decent life. And the rest time is to give out. And that's why I can say to them, sincerely, that you are a criminal. How much do you have? How much are you paid that you are able to afford a aircraft, private jet? My ass. Peter Obi that can afford private jet. He's not using a private jet. Who are you? Maybe Papa said, "Na village fool, na poor man in those days." That one using private jet. They are all thieves. Thieves. That's the word they call them. But as if thief is not even enough. My daughter, they've captured us. Oh God. What I'm saying now, they can even tell one poor man to come and shoot at me. The man is poor, he will take money to shoot at me. It's just like the way they can tell my wife to leave me now. Give my wife $1 million. He got divorce me. Before you change word. He said, may that old man not come, may not come here again. No. My own wife, oh. That is the power of money. Do not underrate the power of money and gun. The ordinary Nigerians don't have it right now. It is in the hands of the politicians. If they tell you how much a body have to share every month, you understand that the body can order me to be dead and they will kill me. Only village boys now then go first kill me before body reach there. He doesn't need to do anything. I'm gonna kill that guy because he has the money. Many of my people will not even greet me anymore because I said something bad about the body. They don't greet me. They distance themselves from me. But I ask myself, is Obodiwori actually governing? Mona no verse. A country that can data state could be a production site with a visionary governor. A state that cannot feed itself. I always pass a judgment on our leaders. Any state that cannot feed itself with all the land we get, with all the people we get, that governor should be stoned to death. You are of no use to the people. That you cannot even feed yourself. A man that cannot feed himself, feed the children is called an infidel. You are the governor of the state. It's your job to take care of us. Now you are not. And you are holding on to power. I don't know, most of them go type big rapper, they misbehave. You know what? I'm going to try and stop because we are 1 hour 33 minutes into the show. I shouldn't be talking this much. Let me try and keep the rest for tomorrow. But the problem is this. Let's go back to the real drama. The real drama, what we are up against is our state has been captured by the very few. And I said, when I started this show, it started from the slave trade down to the colonial masters. Now, the people that colonize us are our own brothers and sisters. Those of them that have stolen the money because they didn't work for the money, they stole it. If you ask Tinubu, where did you get your money? He cannot explain. Call them by name. I'm not afraid of them. Call them by name. Ask them, how did you make that money you have today? He can't explain it. And then, when you come now, these are not even the problem. The problem, the first person to kill me is not even Tinubu. It's not the ministers. but we call them the house Negroes. The PA and the SA them. They are the one that will kill the Chris in a hurry. Because you know what? You are still a slave like me. And even if I die, you will still remain a slave. Jay, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Even if they kill me, if you give you gun to shoot me, you will still remain a slave. The chain in your hands, in the hands of the, you see all this, you know how much an ordinary Delta young boy growing up is entitled to. If he gets a good job, having graduated from school, come and see how a British kid lives. Any British kid that is ready to work, that ready to go to school, look at the kind of job they get. Look at how much they earn. Then look at you, PA, Akbar. A society that works will work for everybody. Yes. Right now, it's only the few owns Nigeria, and we know them. We know their names. Call them in your village, you know them. I don't need to remind you. This cannot continue. Nigeria has been captured by our very own brothers and sisters. I don't know. My suggestion is that we should beg for help. And if they don't want to help us, I'm even saying to the West, if you don't want to help us, just tell us you don't want to help us. But don't come as observers. So if you want to help us now. Not when the deed has been done. Because on the day of the election, the damage has already been done. Do you know how much Tinubu is spending today preparing for the next election? Are you joking? Where is Tinubu getting that money from? The money they're not spending on this election, where is it coming from? I bet Muna, leave me alone. You and I know the truth. It's only that the Chris only come out because I'm far away. Nobody know where I am in London now. My office is almost closed. So I'm in a communal place. You can't get to me. It will take you a lot to reach where I am now. So I'm technically in a little bit of hiding. Only Joy now give them. Muna marry Joy. Don't worry, give her Joy marry. Joy, how are you doing, daughter?
No, I'm not interested. I'm not.
Oh, thank you so much, my daughter. Let's call this show. Let's come to an end, and then we'll do this again tomorrow. You know, and it's sad that in our time today is a very difficult topic. It's not a friendly one. That the people that actually now capture us, the people that now colonize us, is one of us, and they're doing so knowingly and unknowingly. They are ignorant. You know, and that is the sad part of it. If they know what they are doing, then it's understandable. They don't. But is there anything we can do about it? Maybe yes. But do I know the solution right now? No. All I can say is I want to beg Donald Trump to help me put fire in some asses. We'll pay Donald Trump. Donald Trump will go back. He has enough job to do in America. So he will come, take some money, he will do the job and leave. And maybe we'll have a sense of orderliness. The people I trust a lot is the EU. I trust their sincerity. They can be very sincere. But you know what? This approach of observers, election observers, it's not helping anybody. If they want to help us, Joy, they should do it now. They can help us tell Tinubu, you can no more come here if this is this and this. They know. We have NGOs giving them report that the state has been captured by the very few of us. Are you pretending? Are you saying you are not aware of this? Is the British government saying that they are not aware? Do you know what Kemi said? Our conservative leader here. She said Tinubu is, in fact, I wanted to share it, but I won't share it today. Kemi is a Nigerian. She's on the higher level of politics in the UK. If her party wins, she becomes the next prime minister. She knows the truth. She knows the truth. She's even from Tinubu's place. She's a Yoruba girl. She knows the truth and she will always say it. So that the West is not aware of what is happening to us is a lie. Maybe we have not invited them or we have not said the truth to them. That say, hey, don't come as observers. Come and save us if you want to save us and save us now. Do not wait until the day of the election and say, the election has been rigged. When they don't rig the election finish, the man will be sworn in. Is it not? They know what to do, and they should do it now. I only have 3 people to call upon. And I'm using the law. And I'm reminding them that you, as an international, a wealthy nation, if you don't want refugees in your land, you don't want us to bomb your land. Britain have a problem. They don't want us to see us here. Don't want to go home. But there's one solution, sir. Help us sincerely. The colonial master, the people you handed over power to, are now the one killing us. They are one of us, but they are killing us. Help us. And if Nigerian leaders will ever not be ashamed of themselves, Joy, let us send a message to them. You that is in government that cannot train your child in that country, you are the biggest disgrace of our time. You that is in government that cannot train you see, Buhari treatment Buhari have to die in London. Do I need to say more? Because there's no place to treat him at home. He died in the UK. That's enough. Let's close the show today so that we'll have more to say tomorrow. Thank you very much. Joy, say something to our audience before we leave. No, they don't want to see my face. They've seen enough of me today.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Daddy Chris. You know, in as much as we are asking, or we are, I don't know if we're pleading or we are asking, whatever language it is, we want help from the West. We should always understand that the responsibility does not just rest with the government.
All right, we're getting to the end of the show. I don't know whether it's Joy or it's me, because sometimes we don't understand this network anymore. That is what we're up against. I know in another few years, yes, I thought it was mine, yeah. In another few years, hopefully the system will be better, you know. And you know, we don't own the internet. Somebody owns it. Isn't that what I was saying to Nigeria one day? If tomorrow YouTube said they will not do in Nigeria again, we'll be lost. If as at tomorrow, all these leaders, they praise them so. If tomorrow YouTube pull out of Nigeria, if tomorrow TikTok pull out of Nigeria, there's no more WhatsApp, we will be out of the world. But let me remind you people, every nation on earth have their own now. Facebook, Nigeria, Peking get them. WhatsApp, we know in America get them. China, they do their own TikTok. If you go to China, they don't use WhatsApp, they use their own, they have their own thing they use there. Where is our own? You that is specialized, that's a specialist in stealing money. Your own people's money and you're carrying it abroad. Where is our WhatsApp? Where is our TikTok? Where is our YouTube? It is sad that this is the generation I find myself. And I am crying and I don't know why God brought me here. But he must have me here for a purpose. I'm going to do that. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is State of the Nation. We'll do this again every morning. And I'll be here tomorrow again. I'm not a pleasant guy, and I'm not good. So don't worry. I don't have followers. I don't need it. But when the time they've killed me or when I'm gone, people will come and see what I'm talking about today. I represent something greater than what you see today. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your